It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazawey. Let's talk some sports.
That's how you start a show. That's how you start a show, baby. That's how you. Let's talk some sports.
The pre-show is better than the show.
Let's talk some sports,
baby.
baby.
Oh my God, let's talk some sports. Braylon Edwards on this. What the hell's today?
Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday.
Ermanni and Edwards is best. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
I can tell the people in the comment section we're here already. When we start the show like that, laughing, you know it's going to be a damn good show. Ryan, I'm doing good, my friend. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just fine today. Just fine. I got here too early today.
You got.
I got
the giggles.
Let me see. I don't like getting here too early for a couple of reasons. One, I don't want to use all my words. I love being here. I love being in the building. Yeah. Okay? I love messing around with the Woodward sports team. Everybody in the back that don't get their name said enough to really make an impact on this network. But I feel like I got here too early today, and I have already conducted a show
network
off the air.
Yeah, that's a real thing. Last year, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually 2021 through our first year. We would get here early. Like Ryan, when he can get here from Fox, would get here sometimes it'd be 11:45, sometimes 12. Me, I was getting here 11:45, 11:30, 12. Maz was getting here at 9:45, 10 a.m. And by the time we get here, you talk to Stick, you talk to Adam, you talk to Terry, you talk to Spence, you talk to Easy, you talk to Fletch, JB, you talk to Flannel Sam, you talk to Art, you talk to Fish, you talk to all these people about sports and what's going on. By the time you get on the show, you're like, oh my God, we've done a show. We've done 2-3 shows. I've changed my opinion about things.
Dude, I honestly feel, Tom Mazawey, that this is hour number 3 of the program.
Welcome back to the show, folks.
I feel like this is hour number 3 of the program.
Are you gassed already?
No, I'm not gassed. I'm just, it's my like I don't remember what I've talked about and what I haven't talked about yet. But I will say, so I got here and then I'm on this diet, right?
Okay.
I'm doing
Custom
this diet, custom health. I'm trying to eat lower intake calories, this, that, and the other thing. I had to walk out of the building. I was using up all my words. I said, I got to go get a soup or something. I walked up to this Leo's. I dragged him with me. I said, we got to sit down and have a soup or something. So I did.
Speaking of taking a walk, you're right. With the global warming or whatever you want to call it, the climate shift to where it's 60 yesterday. Today it's 50. It's cold as hell in the morning, though. I took a good walk Tuesday, which was yesterday, walking around Birmingham. Beautiful city. It was beautiful. The sun was out. But this weather thing, man, it's a conundrum.
It feels like a spring day.
It is. The jacket's coming off. I only wore the jacket because it's my favorite jacket. It's the original 6, which the Detroit Red Wings are a part of.
Should have wore your NBA jacket today.
Well, I mean, that's a good-looking jacket, though.
I mean, that's a great jacket.
That's a good-looking jacket, and it matches the Matrix Home Solutions as well.
We talked about it yesterday. We work with a lot of sponsors that are great, genuine people. Can we talk about the merch? I feel like more than ever, like in places today, everybody has good merch. Like this hoodie is fire, the hat's fire. I had my Woodward Sports merch on yesterday. Woodward Sports. Go to woodwardsports.com.
That was
check
a nice
out the
one
shop.
Yesterday too. I really
liked that.
The blue
with the excellent.
Yes,
oh man,
I really like that one.
So much good merch out there nowadays, man. Caterpillar has good merch. The machine company.
Oh yeah.
I got a Caterpillar hoodie and like a little skull beanie. So shout out to the people making that good merch.
Well, good stuff. Fletch, JB, how you guys doing today? Fletch, you good over there, big guy? We were playing catch over there in the back in the Lions Den.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm wearing my Woodward Sports merch here.
There you go.
That's good. Woodwardsports.com.
Woodwardsports.com.
Check out the shop.
Pitchers and catchers, and how long, Maz?
6 days, 5 days.
I'm so excited.
It's coming, man.
I'm so excited.
I watched MLB Network last night, and they were replaying the top 20 greatest games of all time. So I caught 2 of them last night. The second one is the one I didn't want to catch, the 2001 Game 7 of the World Series when Arizona beat my Yankees.
Should have never happened.
Never should have happened. Anyway,
Luis Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. This will be suited for you. Now, I don't want to say it's a dumb question, but it might be. But who cares? I've asked them before. Has there ever been a season that all four professional sports in North America have overlapped? Like, because you said 6 days. I'm like, that's about 2 days off from overlapping all four. Has that ever happened?
I think in 2020.
Yeah.
2020?
I think 2020 was the only time it happened because of the COVID.
But I don't think baseball counts yet. This is spring training. You know,
true.
pitchers and catchers. But
Okay,
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Football, let's face it.
I don't know, maybe not.
Isn't
Because I
football?
looked at some, if you go further back, I mean, there's some football seasons that ended like like December back in the day.
Absolutely.
And so I'm like, has that ever happened?
You're probably not.
Now, if you want to count when the Lions are in camp in July, because I think 2020 both, I think they went through July.
NHL went through July.
In the NHL and in the NBA. So I think NFL teams got to camp anyway, but I don't think they played any games.
That'd be a good comment section question. If you can do that for us, check it out. See if they all ever overlap.
Absolutely. JB, I just got to check in with you real quick. Make sure, get the old check-in.
Oh, I'm good. Unfortunately, I don't have any Woodward Sports Network stuff on today, but I do got the chips on today.
Go fire up chips. That's right. Fire up chips. Guys, let's get right into it. We'll get to the NFL in just a little bit, but far be it from us not to join in on the fun and talk about LeBron James today. He did score 38 points last night. LeBron breaks Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record of 38,386 points. And, of course, 387 points, I'm sorry. And LeBron James now atop that list, 38,390. He scored 38 points, and it was a record for 38 years. First and foremost, the moment last night, I will say, and everybody does, I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan in the world.
Right.
But you cannot watch that moment if you're a sports fan and not get chills. I got chills last night. I was sleeping. I woke up, went to the bathroom. I checked my phone to see what he had, and then you see the video there. I watched it. I got chills. I watched it 10 times today. I got chills again. So, Braylon,
that was from Dwayne Wade, by the way.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade sitting on the side next to Jeannie Buss took that video.
That's
behind
incredible
Shannon
stuff.
Sharp. He was sitting behind Shannon. He couldn't get better tickets than Shannon Sharp. I thought he was LeBron's homeboy. No, I'm joking.
He was in front of the owner of the Lakers.
This is true. This is true. Preferred seating section. We'll talk about the breakdown of who's the best, why is the best, the greatest to go. We'll get into Jordan and him. Right now, it's just about his moment. You got to shout out LeBron James. I mean, to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated in 2003, and the caption was "Chosen One," or in the next one, I think he was on there again.
Chosen One, yeah.
Chosen One. And then also talked about, like, for him to exceed expectations. Rarely do people exceed expectations, but I think it's fair to say for a young man from Akron, get drafted in 2003, straight out of high school, have the world on his shoulders, talking about he's going to be the heir apparent in basketball, he's going to take over, to go from 2003 to now we're sitting here in 2023, and he's now the most points scoring. He leads the NBA. All-time leading scorer. There you go. I was struggling with that. But all-time leading scorer in NBA history. His durability has been there. He's won everywhere he's been. He's bigged his teammates up, made his teammates better. He's been great on the floor. He's been great off the court. For all the great ones, they have something that happened. There was this or there was that. There was nothing like that with LeBron James. And, it's a hell of a career. The way he's done it the correct way. He's been efficient, if you will, in how he's executed himself as a businessman, as an athlete, as a player, as a father, as a husband, etc. So this is an amazing accomplishment for him, and it's more about the duration and how he's done it. So you got to give him a lot of credit today. Yes, last night was a huge moment for him and his wife. I'll stop there and let Matt talk, and then we'll get to the nuts and bolts.
It was on TNT last night, and I knew it was on, and I didn't put it on. Brian Anderson does a great job.
Nailed it.
He nailed it. He absolutely nailed the call.
Yep.
And I listened to it today. I had opportunities to put it on last night live. I didn't. I don't care.
Freaking midnight when it happened.
I'm more pissed than I am happy. So I'm not happy at all, but it is what it is. He's lasted this long. The guy's in amazing shape. He's an Adonis.
Yeah.
He's a specimen. He's a freak. And now he's the number one scorer in NBA history. He'll probably get 40,000 before you know it. And Kareem was there. I loved Kareem, obviously. Big basketball fan that I am. But I watched the video again today, and I didn't get a chill. I really didn't. I'm just not into it. It is what it is. You know who else didn't get a chill?
Who?
Anthony Davis.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
This is
I
incredible.
definitely saw it.
Look at Anthony Davis, guys. Concentrate on
So
it.
that's him to the right.
He's on the bench.
Number three.
Big
Watch.
afro.
The play is going on right now. The play.
V play.
He sits down. He is now sitting.
Everybody else on their feet
Look,
in the building.
Now watch when it explodes. He is not even clapping.
So, as I'm watching this,
By the way, they lost.
so as
You
I'm
just took 3 topics and just plopped you on the table and said, here. Just saying.
Hey, at least it wasn't me. I was teasing.
It's 3 topics. Just here you go.
I know, but you can do one. You
Okay.
Just put him
I'm
on.
sorry.
Just put him on the table. You know what? Let's save AD. I'm gonna go back to something else you said. Let's go back to the chill part. I'll go back to the chill. I didn't get a chill either. I have to be with Maz on this. I didn't get a chill either. For me to come up here and show all the respect and love. I mean, I was in Cleveland 5 years. That he was there. I got drafted 05. He got drafted 03. But I didn't get a chill. And I feel like that's because they've been talking about this for so long. Like, they've talked about him breaking the record for the last 5 years. They've talked about him being the best, or is he better than Kareem? Is he better than Michael? For the last 5 years. They've hyped this moment up for so long that when it came, it's like, all right, we knew the moment was coming. We knew he was going to do it. He did it. They lost the game. You made a huge spectacle of it. Like, stopping the game in the third quarter, in the middle of a game, to talk about this, I didn't get a chill for that reason. It wasn't a chill moment, if you will, because it's so drawn out. It's so scripted. It's very Hollywood. Like, I didn't get a chill. I just didn't.
On this day, you'll hear the conversation, Michael Jordan or LeBron James. And we're going to have that conversation
Want me to plop that
a little
too?
bit, too. I want to show you, I'm going to take a break, but I want to show you after the break just this graphic that really tells much of the story. And it's just remarkable. You've got to see it really in order to really appreciate it. And then just talk about being a sports fan too when you witness something like this, and these great players that we really just, most of us don't appreciate greatness, and I'll tell you why. I'll do that next, but first a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. When you see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house, tells the bad guys one thing:
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're customized solutions from real experts and 24/7 local monitoring with technology backed by people. Safety, security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who are proven to care. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
That number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Winter time in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy, especially if you started off with breakfast. That breakfast, the stuffed potato pancakes and those omelets are unbelievable. The lumberjack, the Santa Fe, and of course the blockbuster. And then for lunch or dinner, you got the classic meatloaf or the chicken Alfredo, the Cajun chicken Alfredo. Try them all at your local Big Boy.
Once again, joining them talking about LeBron James breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record last night for most points scored in NBA all time. Talking about the chills, I think another reason I didn't get the chill, Maz, because you didn't get it as well. Maybe you can chime in. I know you don't like LeBron, but I just also think they're not a good team. Like, I think part of getting the chill, like part of like breaking a record, I think it's on a good team. It's when it's really forced. I don't know how to explain that, but like if you're playing out there and you're looking at a team that's number 1 or they're number 2 or 3 or 4 and they're playing to get to the finals, or it's like that. Like when Kareem broke the record, they were on their way to the finals. So I'm looking at it like that. It's a team that's in 13th place versus.
I do understand exactly what you're saying, but I think from my perspective, when something means so much to somebody, and a lot of somebodies, I appreciate that. Like, I worked in Toledo, Ohio, and much of what we did in Toledo, aside from University of Toledo Rockets and Bowling Green and the Toledo Mudhens, it was all about the high schools. And in 2003, there was this young man at St. Vincent St. Mary's in Akron, which was a couple hours away. But this story was something that you could not avoid. In the way the Ohio High School Athletic Association treated this kid at the time, who was 17 years old, was downright abhorrent.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't let him play. They would not make him be eligible because he took 2 jerseys or something like that from a clothing store. His mom His mom bought him a new car, and they said, no, that's a gift. There's no way your mom bought that car for you. You know what I mean? The way they treated this guy, and for him to actually, as you mentioned, Braylon, actually not only fulfill,
supersede,
but completely shatter any expectation for him is really remarkable, and I do appreciate that. Now, I think part of sports is loving teams, loving players, hating teams, hating players. When you are a fan of Detroit sports teams, you hated Michael Jordan because he ended the Bad Boys era, and you hated LeBron James. Much of us, now that has changed over the course of time, because I don't know if we love our own team that much when they don't win. But LeBron James ended, essentially, the going-to-work Pistons. Hated that guy ever since then. And Maz, in New York, you're a New Yorker. You will never root for anybody from Boston.
Never.
Hated Tom Brady. I mean,
hated the Celtics. Despised the Red Sox. Patriots, of course.
I mean, Chris Chelios, before he came here to Detroit, hated Chris Chelios. If you're a Red Wings fan, you hate Sidney Crosby. I mean, and Sidney Crosby's one of the greatest players of the last
2009.
40
I can't
years.
stand him.
Yeah, I mean,
I wasn't even mad at Sidney. I was mad at Helani Malkin. He was all right. It was Malkin.
I can't stand the Crosby. Never could.
I understand that. So what I'm saying is, in sports, you hate these great athletes so much, you're blinded by that hate, and you can't appreciate their greatness so much.
I appreciate his greatness 100%. I always bring up LeBron on purpose just to mess with Maz, but I also appreciate LeBron's greatness. Me not having him number 1 all the time doesn't mean I don't respect what he's done. I think if you look at a complete body of work in terms of a player in NBA, I think LeBron has the number 1 resume of all time. When you look at it, when you look at individual statistics, when you look at success everywhere, when you look at the grand scope of things, LeBron's going to be the greatest resume ever when you look at it. Obviously, in terms of Michael being 6-0, I understand that. But go ahead, man.
No, I want the.
Oh, okay.
You made a point about resumes,
right?
And we have something about the resumes.
Okay.
Can I show you this?
Please do.
This is Jordan versus LeBron. And at age 38, Jordan had played 14 seasons to LeBron's 20 seasons. So Jordan played 4 years at college and missed 2 years in the middle. So he's at the same age, 6 years back of LeBron. And just look at all the trophies. Look at all the hardware. I mean, the MVP trophies.
Look at the record.
0 finals lost to 6 finals lost, 0 3-peats to 2 3-peats, and you can skew numbers however you want them.
Yeah.
You can use a number to make your argument for and against, and I understand that. But if you're somebody like me that watched Jordan my entire life, there is no comparison. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever to lace up shoes, as far as I'm concerned. Now, Somebody who's 70, 80 years old might have something else to say about that. A kid today might have something else to say about it. I think a guy that we're forgetting a lot today is Kobe Bryant. I think we are forgetting about Kobe Bryant a lot today because a lot of people might put Kobe before LeBron even because of this killer inside of them. And, you know, we talked about it, Maz alluded to it. Michael Jordan would have never lost that game last night. He just wouldn't have.
Yeah.
And I think when you have this conversation with LeBron James and Michael Jordan, last night was the epitome of the difference between LeBron James and Michael Jordan. One basket in the fourth quarter, and they lost the game. It just wouldn't happen to Jordan.
At the same time, I'm going to look, and keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jordan is the best basketball player of all time. That is my favorite basketball player of all time. So when I say this, I'm lobbying on LeBron just off what I see, not because I'm defending it against Michael. It's a different situation and scenario because in 1998, let's say Michael Jordan breaks the all-time points record, they're not stopping the game with 10 seconds left in the third quarter. They're not stopping it to honor Jordan. Jordan's not going to let that happen. Jordan's not built like that. Kobe is not letting them stop the game for it to happen like that. Now, go back to age 38. LeBron James has been averaging 35 points a game since December 27th of this past year. Mm-hmm. He is exerting everything that he has. Mm-hmm. What does he have on his team to help him? Nothing. This is the first time LeBron hasn't started the fourth quarter in God knows how long on the national TV. He was exhausted. You got AD, who we'll get to. AD's out there doing what he's doing, which is nothing. Russell Westbrook, who scored well. Oddly enough, Russell's 5 of 5 in the fourth.
He's fighting the coach.
He didn't want to come off the floor. He stayed on the floor, even though they took him out. He's like, I'm not coming out.
Yeah, you got Russell Westbrook, he was 5 of 5 in the fourth quarter. He actually shot it well from three-point range last night, but he had 7 turnovers in the fourth quarter. Like, he's playing with and gifted. He created this team, so this is LeBron James' fault, and partly. But he's exerting so much freaking energy at 38. Like, those guys weren't doing what he's doing at 38. He's averaging 35 at 38 years old. Whether they were hurt or not, whether they took breaks or not, what he is doing is outrageous. It's not his fault that TNT said, hey, we're going to stop the game when you break the record. We're going to make this big ruckus and do all that. They stopped the game for how long? 50 minutes?
10. But fair enough, too. They did stop the game in New Orleans a couple of years ago for Drew Brees when he passed, the all-time.
It was a national televised game.
It was like 2 seconds.
Nobody confuses Drew Brees for the greatest quarterback in the NFL.
Drew Brees, they took a quick pause. Let him put the ball up. His kids ran out there and they ran off. LeBron got the microphone. The Commodores came out saying background leader. He was dancing. Like, it was a whole spectacle last night. But you can't blame LeBron James for that. 38 years old. He's averaging 35 over the last 2.5 months. Like, he is exhausting all the energy and all that vegan diet that he has, bro. That's a lot. You got to give some credit.
OBJ, your guy, he put out a great tweet. He showed the shot that LeBron was going to take, and the Laker underneath, I forgot who it was, and he's wide open. And he's posting
number 31.
The guy that got from Washington. I don't know how to say his name. Huchimura.
He's posting up, and he's like this. Get me the ball. And OBJ writes, obviously, this poor guy didn't know what the script was on this. LeBron ain't going to pass the ball. No. That's why he averages 38. He don't give the ball to anybody.
Maz.
He's a one-man show. And he plays for a losing team.
Thomas Bryant, somebody said. I thought it was Uchimama.
Maz, if he was a one-man show, he wouldn't be 4th all-time in assists in NBA history. He's not a one-man show. He's been the consummate guy to get everybody involved, to be a facilitator, to be a scorer when he needs to be. Now, last night, he's going to score. He had 20 at the half. I mean, he shot an ugly fadeaway jumper.
Kobe had like 60 in the last game. He wasn't past it.
He also had 60 shots, too. 60 shots. But that night was supposed to be for LeBron. I get it. But all through his career, he's been a facilitator, been a passer. At times, we've criticized LeBron for not passing the ball in big moments.
Look, this guy's been doing it
for passing the ball in big moments.
This guy's been doing it for 20 years. I hate the conversation because, again, I say this anytime you compare athletes, teams, to prop your guy up, it feels like you have to minimize what the other guy does. And I hate doing that. But that's what we all do. We do it at the barbershop. We do it at the bar. We do it with our friends. We're doing it here. And I'm just, LeBron James is a great player. He probably is second to me. If I really think about it, he's probably second. What he's done for 2 decades this long is nothing short of spectacular. But Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player to ever live, in my estimation. I don't think that having the most points scored makes you the greatest basketball player ever. Just like I don't think Emmitt Smith is the greatest running back in the history of the NFL. I just don't. If you tell me that Emmitt Smith is the greatest running back in the history of the NFL just because he has the most rushing yards in the history of the NFL, I will tell you you're wrong. You're just wrong.
100%. The reason why there's so much back and forth, or there's so much talk, or so much comparison, the greatest, who's the greatest of this and who's the greatest of that, and obviously it starts with the basketball conversation. Back in the day, I'm going back, I'm going to go way back. I'm going to get on my Mad Dog stuff right now. It started, it was universally accepted on who the best players were. George Mikan, the first best player in NBA history, big man, most points. Next guy, Wilt Chamberlain, most points in NBA history, big guy. Next greatest player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Even when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird saved the game of basketball in the 80s, I never heard anybody say they were the greatest. It still was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, big guy, most points scored. This is because there was only 3-4 networks. It's because you watch games with your parents. So whoever your parents said was the best, you thought was the best, everybody universally accepted the player. Insert 95, 96, internet era, until where we are now. You invite so many different outlets, opinions, social media, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram. You get the media manipulating an argument. This is how they make money. They've kept the MJ versus LeBron conversation going for the better part of, 10 years now, just to keep selling, get people watching, keep watching the networks, keep signing in for this, keep tuning in for that. Like, at the end of the day, now it's so many outlets, it's so many opinions, and so many different ways to see it, that we don't universally accept anybody anymore.
WoodwardSports.com chat. The chat is really good today. I see this one from Jalen Burleson. Not having LeBron and Jordan 1 and 2 is insane, and if you think otherwise, you probably shouldn't talk basketball. Here's where I'll disagree with you. There is somebody out there that watched Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell that will put those two guys before everything.
Correct.
Those guys. So if you tell me that Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell are 1-2 or 2-1, I'm not going to get mad at you and tell you don't know anything about basketball. Yeah. In my lifetime, it's it's Jordan and LeBron. But if somebody that's 70, 80 years old out there is a student of the game, a fan of the game, just forget about a student, just a fan of the game, and has seen Bill Russell and what he's done and wants to put Bill Russell 1 or 2, I got no problem with you, and I'm not going to say that guy doesn't know basketball.
You can't argue his numbers, his championships. His number is retired. So that's when you do best quarterbacks. Yeah. People forget Sammy Baugh and those guys. They played the game too. Yeah. It's just because they didn't play it an hour a day doesn't make them any less of a great player than your player.
That's a great point, Maz. Can you imagine what Michael Jordan would have been able to do in this era of basketball?
No hand checking.
You couldn't put a hand on him. You couldn't clothesline him when he gets through the lane. Could you imagine how many points he would have scored?
They allowed you to travel?
Can you imagine that? Guys,
there's somebody on that list in terms of the most points ever scored in NBA history. There's somebody in the top 10 who hurts the argument that points make you the best player. You want to save it when I come back and tell you now?
Absolutely. We got a lot more to get to, but first a message from Custom Health Centers. I asked these guys earlier today, I need a new picture. I need a new station picture because I look damn good. And I got Custom Health Centers to thank for that. They take the willpower out of weight loss. Whether you need to lose 20 or 120 pounds, Custom Health Centers has the solution just right for your body. Give them a call today. 844-789-THIN. 844-789-THIN. Let them help you lose some weight.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big Super Party. Wait, we can't say Super. We really can't say come join us at our Super Party on Sunday, February 12th, from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports Super Party. Well, our Super Party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet, DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Matrix Home Solutions is your go-to for any home project.
Oh, yeah.
Looking for that new man cave? Well, Matrix has you covered. They are your basement remodel experts that also specialize in bathrooms and kitchens as well. With an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau, and why not give them a try? Call them today at 888-594-8844, or you can always check them out online at matrixhomesolutions.com.
Speaking of Matrix, check out the merch right here. Matrix Home Solutions. Shout out to Nate and the boys over there. Right before we went to commercial, Ryan and Maz, I said that there's somebody in that top 10 list that's on the list that hurts the argument that the most points makes the best player. Fletch, if you would, throw that list up there. Just take a gander at the list, and it stands out right away.
Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony is number 9 all-time in NBA history, and if I'm being honest, most people wouldn't put him anywhere near the top 20 players of all time.
And honestly...
Or 25. So the argument of I scored the most points, I'm the best player, does not matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Just because you score the most points, it doesn't make you the best player. Because if that was the case, then the phrase, quantity over quality wouldn't exist.
Now, I love Kobe Bryant. Would anybody say that Kobe Bryant is a better player than Michael Jordan?
Some people, but the majority, no.
He's got more points than him.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It doesn't make it. I wanted to. This was on Twitter today, and let me do the LeBron first. Yeah, here's the LeBron. I don't know if you could appreciate this photo as it is right now, but this is the shot that LeBron takes that ultimately gets him the scoring record. Phil Knight, the white guy in the front row, Nike founder with the gray hair, is the only person in probably the 1,000 that you see that doesn't have a cell phone in his hand. Literally in the moment, appreciating this moment. I've examined this photo all day long. I cannot stop looking at this photo because of what I think it represents too about our society almost. You would much rather view something through this lens. Wait, hold on. Through this lens.
Yeah.
Than through this lens. You know,
These lenses.
These lenses. And I'm not talking about my goggles here. You know, I mean, now let me do the Jordan. This was Jordan's shot to win the championship against the Jazz. Not one person. Obviously, there were no cell phones there.
Right.
But remember back then in the late 90s,
Cameras.
if you were around, everybody had at least those disposable Kodak cameras that you would put in your pocket, and then you would take it to the drugstore, and
CVS,
you give them the whole
Arbor
camera.
Drugs.
Arbor Drugs,
Perry Drugs.
You know, you just, you take it, and they give you, they take the whole camera. I mean, it is.
It's amazing.
It is amazing where we've come.
This is true, but at the same time, could it be this? Okay, I'd be on the opposite side. We're on the opposite side a lot lately. I like it. We're going back and forth. Could it be because when you have this moment, you're cherishing this moment, you're showing people you were there?
Yes.
You're like, hey, I was at this moment.
Right.
Yeah, like back in the day, you could take it there. But how many people, when Hank Aaron hit the home run, if camera phones were out then, would have been like this?
Yep.
Because now, 10 years from later, 15 years, because I can save the information, I can put it on my hard drive, I can put it on my laptop, I can have that information forever. I can show my grandkids, like, hey, you want to see a really cool thing? And I pull it out, and I show the kids my recording. I was in Crypto Arena when LeBron hit that shot. I was there when he passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Is it a little bit of that too, though, actually being able to show the moment for yourself as opposed to having to go to YouTube and show your grandkids?
Well, you got the ticket stub back in the day.
That's what I was going to say.
You save your tickets. And I've got a ton of tickets at home. I have a cup that has all my tickets on it, and it's about this thick of tickets. And it's a shame that you don't really get those anymore. And we've even moved away from that.
Instead, you get two middlemen now.
Yep,
to get a ticket somewhere.
everything is our phone now. It really is. This is might as well just be a part of my hand because I carry it around. I got carpal tunnel because it's so freaking thick and it's long. It just
you don't have to.
It might as well be part of my hand.
Right.
If you have this, I mean, it's a reason why phones cost $1,400 or $1,500, whatever it is now. When you have this, you need nothing else. Like, I can leave my wallet at home and be perfectly fine. Like, because I have this. I have a picture of my driver's license. So I get pulled over. I'm like, hey, sorry, officer. I left it at the house. Here it is. Boom, boom. And you won't get a ticket, or you'll get a ticket. And then once you show proof, you'll be fine. Money, it's on this.
Right.
Like, computer, I don't need my laptop. I got this. You can use this for pretty much anything. This is the only thing you need when you walk out the house.
It is, the ticket stub thing to me is one of the biggest shams in the history of sports, entertainment, anything like that. I just hate the way they do tickets now. And Ticketmaster specifically
criminals.
Has become like the mob.
Yeah.
They are the mob. They are, and I don't know how they're allowed to do it. I don't know how they're allowed to charge all these fees. They are their own ticket broker.
Yeah.
You know, you might be able to even get a better ticket on StubHub these days, which ultimately was really, I viewed it as the online ticket broker.
Yeah.
So earlier this year, I bought Lions Thanksgiving tickets, and I did it before the season started. And I bought them for face value. Well, a couple days before the game, they still hadn't sold yet. And I got an email from Ticketmaster saying, hey, do you want to sell the tickets back to us for what you paid for them? And I was like, you know what? At that point, like, I don't want to worry about it. Yeah, just give me my money back.
They took a cut.
I checked the next day. Yeah. They sold them for 3 times what I sold them back to. And it's just like, now wonder why you wanted all of these arenas and all of these leagues and all of this stuff to do away with the box office. Yeah. Remember the old box? You walk up to the box office.
I used to love to go to that.
Now you got to go directly to Ticketmaster. They are crooks, these people.
Oh,
they are
the
crooks.
Worst. The worst. It's so annoying. It's frustrating, and it's way too many steps. Like, if you have a ticket, you have to get a Ticketmaster account. But then, depending on which franchise you go to, you got to get a separate Ticketmaster account. Like for the Pistons, it's separate. For the Tigers, separate from the Lions, separate from the Wings.
I forget half the things I have.
Like, geez Louise, like this year, Michigan, they play in the Fiesta Bowl, didn't go so well. But the process to get there, I call Michigan, I get my alumni tickets, boom, boom, boom. They say, all right, good. Then Michigan hits me with an email and says, you're going to have to contact SeatGeek in about 2 weeks, or SeatGeek will contact you. SeatGeek contacted me a little bit late. They contact me. Then they give me this long email of list of steps on what to do. I had to download SeatGeek. I had to do this. I had to have proof of this. I had to give them this number. I had to give them this information. I was like, Michigan didn't even give me a confirmation number or a third confirmation number. It's too freaking much. I just say, you know what? I'm going to just hope it's all there. I clicked on SeatGeek on game day, and it was there. I have time for all that.
The Taylor Swift fans that got robbed, for her concert.
Happening with Beyonce now, too.
They started a class action suit against Ticketmaster. And when I was watching the Grammys the other day, someone brought it up. And they were thanking Taylor Swift's fans for starting this, because people are now up in it. We're all here.
Oh, yeah.
And we all despise Ticketmaster and what they've done. So there are going to be some changes coming up, thankfully, because what they did to the Taylor Swift fans, there's enough of them that got something going, and it's now in court. Let's face it, they are the mob, like you said.
They are, and it's happening with Beyonce tickets right now also.
Yep.
And look, I think the University of Michigan, I hate that they charge for this, but Michigan football will give you paper tickets. They will send you the book like they used to. One of the greatest.
Drew gets that.
Well, yes.
It's like an extra fee, though.
Yeah, it is an extra fee, and I hate that. But I have the ticket stub in my mirror from
Ohio State
2 years ago, 2021. Yeah. That was one of the single greatest sporting events I've ever attended in my life, and it is such a great reminder. I feel like these kids and anybody who don't forget about the age, you get cheated.
Yeah,
I look at that ticket every day before I.
You ought to get a great picture of that day. You know they have it, the big house with the snow globe look. Have it framed and have your ticket stub framed.
It's a great idea.
You should do that.
It's a great idea.
I'll do that for you for Christmas.
That's a great idea. No, you won't.
It's funny.
Thanks.
A lot of people, I guarantee, I'm not looking at the chat, let you guys do that, but I guarantee a lot of people are thinking, well, doesn't it make it easier? To a certain extent, I would say there are some easier things. Like, when you get the ticket on there, especially like going to Michigan game, it's easier not to have to remember to bring your tickets, or have the envelope the tickets came in, or remember if you oh man, did I switch jackets on the way out the door? It was a little warmer. I think I left my jacket at home. We got to turn around and go get the tickets. I remember so many times my dad having to turn around and go get tickets. So having them on the phone does make it easier. But it doesn't make it easier when you go to a game and there's 180,000 people outside and there's no service.
People can't scan your phone.
And you can't even get the thing to come up.
I can't even go to a scalper anymore and get a ticket. Although I did that once. I did that last year for Michigan State. Some guy had a Michigan State ticket.
Are they still getting tickets?
I'm like, you got a real ticket?
I wouldn't trust a real ticket.
I like using the scalpers. All right? I like using the scalpers and negotiating and stuff. Now you can't do it anymore.
Or they print out a piece of paper for you.
No. And half of those are bull.
Right, they're all fake.
Noah in the back, one of our boys, Noah Wilbrecht. What is he, 25 years old?
If that.
He's like 23. He's like, a ticket stub would be way cooler than a picture on an iPhone.
Well, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Good job, Noah.
And then you talk about the fees, Alex Haggerty in the WoodwardSports.com chat. When I tried to sell my Ticketmaster ticket back, if I paid $79 for them, I'd have to charge $120 to get my $79 back.
It's horrible.
It is a criminal.
And then they charge that person more.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
They're double and triple dipping.
They got you coming and going.
They did. I'll leave it at that. You're right,
guys. I do want to. I do want to do one more NBA topic as it relates to the Phoenix Suns, and who Matt Ishbia apparently is bringing along with him to help him in Phoenix. It's an oldie but a goodie, and he's been a guest on our show before. We'll talk about Isiah Thomas. We'll do that next. But first, a message from Fairway Packing Company. Big game contest details. 1 week only. It ends this Friday. The playoffs are here. Fairway Packing Company ready to give away a special bundle to one lucky winner. One lucky fan wins Fairway's Wagyu sampler package absolutely free. This is a $600 value. The Wagyu sampler includes Imperial Wagyu fillets, boneless ribeyes, boneless New York strips, and burgers. Plus Charcoal's premium hardwood lump charcoal. Free delivery on everything. We will announce the show winner. It will be chosen at random this Friday during this show. So we're really excited to have this partnership with Fairway Packing Company, and it's one of my favorite places really on earth. And I'm not.
Oh yeah, I'm
serious. I love this. This is just the best meat that you can possibly get.
Just look.
Go to the Woodward Sports Twitter page. Just scroll down through. You will see this Fairway Packing tweet, and you can enter that way. Just go to the Woodward Sports Twitter, look for the tweet that features the Fairway Packing Company, and you can enter. It's a really good deal. Get it now. Go now. Go there now.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner jumper. Tweet us. Hop on the YouTube chat. Slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Be sure to check with Swift Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Many businesses choose a one-to-one effective date. Give my man Mark at Swift Insurance Group a call because he knows what he's doing.
Guys, Roger Goodell having his State of the League address. We'll get to that in hour number 2
Clown
of the program.
emoji.
I mean, seriously, clown emoji. We'll get to why we think that momentarily. Top of hour number 2, we'll get to that. Matt Ishbia is hiring Isiah Thomas for a prominent role in the Suns front office. Mark Stein, NBA reporter, tweeted that out yesterday. What that means, we don't know, but a prominent role for Isiah Thomas, former Piston great. Now Matt Ishbia taking him west with him to Phoenix. My initial reaction was, I think this is awesome. I think this is great. Now, a lot of people don't like Isiah Thomas in that role for what he did to the Knicks. I think his time in Toronto was pretty darn good for an expansion franchise.
The Pacers.
The Pacers, he was a coach. Pacers, he was a coach, but in terms of the front office acumen, he drafted Damon Stoudemire, Marcus Camby, Tracy McGrady. I mean, he got some really good players in Toronto in a 4-year period. I think that's pretty darn good, but a lot of people will point to New York and the lack of success there. They had
who's had success in New York?
Well, they had the second highest payroll in the league and the worst record in the league for the time that he was there. So anytime you do that, you're going to get criticism, and he deserves criticism for that. I don't know how. Once you make one bad move or 2 bad moves, the NBA really doesn't allow you to get out from underneath that. And we here in Detroit, with Joe Dumars in the bad free agent moves with Charlie Villanueva and Ben Gordon, I mean, once you go down that path, it's really hard to get out of it. So I think Isiah Thomas will be an asset, absolutely, to the Phoenix Suns.
You're talking about one of the 75 greatest players of all time. You're talking about, depending on where you want to rank him, I rank him 1, but you're talking about one of the 1 to 3 best point guards of all time, one of the best teams of all time. You're talking about being as a coach. You saw what he did with the Pacers when Larry Bird was the front office guy. Isiah Thomas, he turned that team around, and if you remember correctly, he was about to be the head coach. He got everything going right. They got all the players in, and what did they do? They fired him, and the next year they hired Rick Carlisle, and then that's malice at the palace. That's supposed to be Isaiah's team. But anyway, then you saw what he did a little bit in the front office. Now him on TV, NBA TV's talk a lot more about the game. He's educating. He's one person, like, I never not tune into when he's saying something, because he breaks it down in such a way he's telling the truth. Even if he doesn't like you, he's still telling the truth about his opinions, minus the LeBron's better than Jordan.
He's our guy, right?
100%. I love Isiah.
There's a part of me that's a little upset that he's going to Phoenix, to be honest with you, because I wish he was a part of the Piston franchise in some way. I do. I still wish Joe Dumars was here in some type of job here with the Pistons. I don't. Usually we take care of our own. We keep them here. I hate to let him go over to Phoenix.
I think that going back before I get to what you said in terms of taking care of players like Ben Wallace, who's now around the Pistons as well, and then excuse me, Chris Pillman with the Lions. I think this is really good though. I think Isaiah's a guy that can go down there. He's still in tune with the game today, how they play the game today. He has a ton of experience in dealing with personalities and being one of those personalities that people have to deal with. I think he's calmed down a lot as he's gotten older, and he just can recite insight knowledge into these guys, whatever they want to do with Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, the players they want to bring in. I think he's going to do a good job with James Jones as opposed to trying to come in and take over. So I think that's a good move. I thought that he was going to use Mateen Cleaves. I knew Mateen Cleaves was coming.
If you trying to win, tap in.
Hey, tap in the morning.
Yeah, I listen to Mateen every morning.
Every morning.
But hey, if you trying to win, tap in.
Yeah,
he's like motivational speaker at UWM, man. He's great. And I'm sure he will use him in some sort of capacity.
Sure.
Look, if there's one thing about Matt Ishbia that we know, he takes care of his guys, man. I'll tell you, I admire this guy so much. If I was, if I want to believe this, if I ever was in a position like Matt Ishbia is right now, man, you'll be happy you know me.
Man.
You'll be happy you know me.
It's like Adam Sandler, what he does with his boys.
Take care of all my boys, man. I will take care of all of them. All of them. You especially, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. I need it.
Am I chopped liver? No. I'm joking.
He's known me longer.
This is very true. No, you're absolutely right. There is, and Michigan fans might get upset at that, whatever. What else is new? It's part of me that when I look at some of the stuff they do, you look at Mateen Cleaves and the effect that he's had at UWM, I'm like, damn, I wish that was a Michigan guy. I'd be in that gig right there. Or you look at some of the trips that these Michigan State guys go on, and his boys, and even football, like everybody, like they do a lot of big things together. Matt Ishbia is at the forefront of all those things. $13 billion, you know what he did with that? He remembered his friends up at Michigan State and the people that came after. So I love what he's doing in that aspect. I don't know everything, so I don't comment on everything, but in that aspect, Matt Ishbia does a damn good job, and I can't see anything but him getting that turned around. It's not turned around because they were in the finals 2 years ago, but that culture sucks. It's like one of those things where they're winning, but then there's another side to the Phoenix Suns, and I think he'll have it where it's rounded pretty good.
Without question. One thing, Matt, you said something about Isaiah Thomas and Isaiah Thomas at the Palace at Little Caesars Arena. You want to be around for the Pistons. I almost feel a little bit like Isaiah Thomas was becoming, or like these older guys.
Trent Dilfer?
No, but Isaiah Thomas or Vinnie Johnson. These guys are becoming my Dave Bing, my Bob Lanier. And what I mean by that is when I was watching the Bad Boys and they used to bring Dave Bing back down here, I was like, who's this guy? You know what I mean? Like the mayor? The big,
the big dauber. Who's that?
If you're 30 years old, think about that. If you're 30 years old, you've never seen Isaiah Thomas play. Isn't that something?
I get it, man. Time goes on, and people, you look back.
So crazy.
You look back, that guy's 50, 60 years old. He's a dinosaur. I mean, I don't care what he thinks. Forget Sammy Baugh and Bob Cousy and all these great Bobby Orr. You can pick any sport. Hank Aaron. They don't give a damn about them anymore. They just don't. They just have tunnel vision of their own guys. And I was different as a sports fan. I loved my guys growing up, but I always look back at Johnny Unitas and guys like that. The New York Knicks.
It's a learned behavior. It's an era thing. It's also the access to footage. Like, my dad was born in 1959. I don't think my dad was going back talking about what Josh Gibson was doing. I don't think my dad was going back talking about, Shoeless Joe Jackson. But there was not YouTube back then. There wasn't Netflix. There wasn't documentary series. You look now, a lot of these young guys, they know. I'll give you even a recent example. The Fab Five is a cult classic, but do you know why these kids know what Fab Five is outside of black socks, black shoes, baggy shorts? Documentaries, Netflix, YouTube, Instagram, constant conversation, the Bad Boys. People know who Isaiah is right now. You know why? The documentary, The Last Dance, and him and Jordan being kept off the team. So now a lot of kids are being able to see something and be like, who is he? What? Greatest? damn, he was cold. Like, you can do that now and educate yourself a little bit. You're still not going to put that person above your guy, but at least now you have the ability to go back and do that. And I think the internet era has helped a lot of kids see the past. Whereas, like, when you were born, Maz, you couldn't go back and watch. You see what I'm saying? So
I just like the history of sports. I like history in general. I love history.
It's one of my favorite subjects.
I mean, look at our presidents. I can go back and talk about all these presidents, and it's just a fun thing to look back. And I don't know. I showed you something earlier today from the show Mad Men.
Yep.
And Don Draper was the main character on Mad Men, and what his job was try to sell this product that Kodak just came out with. It was called The Wheel. You put these pictures in, and it would change pictures. You would look at it on your little screen. Like a projection, exactly.
Yeah,
and the way he was describing it is just a look back at history. What I have on my phone for my girls are pictures when they were little. It means so much to me to look back. It's when you feel. Look, I mean, what's your favorite year of your whole life? I know you could say now.
1983?
But yeah, you could say 83. I could say 86 for me.
I was born in 83.
Yeah, I'm going to say 1986 was my favorite year because I did this, and this. It's just to look back is fun. I'm not saying it's the be-all, end-all. I'm just saying don't forget about the past. That's all. When we bring up these great players of today, always remember the great players that have come before them.
What's your favorite? What's your best life? What's your best year off the top?
Man,
you can't say today.
I got two years that were really good for me. One, 2014 when I married my wife. Okay, and then if I could go back and redo any year or relive any year, it would be 1996. I would.
It's a great year for me too.
I would die. To be able to go back to my senior year in high school and play football. You know what I mean? Like you can, if you're an athlete, if you're a baseball player, you could join a baseball league, a softball team. If you're a hockey player, you can rent your ice with their buddies. You're a basketball player, you can play basketball any day of the week and find 5-10 guys to play with. If you're a football player and you're done at the high school, you are done. There is no, like, let's get 22 guys.
Yeah, go to the park.
And go to the park and put a helmet and shoulder pads on. I would die to be able to play.
Hospital incoming.
Right. I would die to be able to play one more football game, like legit have the snot fly out of my nose and all that stuff. I would die for that.
I'll do a season. Can I do a season? Since we're talking sports history.
Yeah.
04, 05. And then 2010, 2011. I just think I was entering my senior year at Michigan. You look at the team, I thought we had a chance to win national championship. I'm about to be done with school, about to go to the NFL. 05, I do get drafted. It was a dream come true. 04, 05, that just run. My family, everybody it was just great. And then 2010, 2011, I'm with the Jets. Like, we on this road to the AFC Championship yet again for the back-to-back times, and we almost got there, and just everything, and just being in New York. Like, I remember we beat the Colts in the playoffs, and on our way back, like, they circled around the Empire State Building on purpose because they lit the Empire State Building up green and white just for us. And it was like, at that time, there was only one good team in New York. It wasn't the Giants. It was the Yankees. It was the New York Yankees and us. It was two good. I said two. It's two good teams. All the other teams suck. Giants suck. Islanders suck. Rangers suck. Nets suck. Everybody suck. To fly around, and the pilot says, if you look at the Empire State Building right now, it's lit up in some colors that I think you guys will recognize. And we ran out there and we ran over there. So those were good years. But nostalgia.
Did you see what they did to the Empire State Building last Sunday?
Is it green, white, and green?
They did it green and white for the Philadelphia Eagles. And New York was up in arms. The papers were like, how dare you do this?
Crazy.
How dare you do this? And there was a big hubbubaloo. But
it goes back to the conversation we were having. Micah Parsons plays for the Dallas Cowboys. And what does Micah Parsons say?
Pat your
hey,
buddy
Lane Johnson, go out there, big bro, and win the championship. Like, what is New York doing? What are we doing in this era where everybody wants to pat you on the back and be your friend? And like, what are we doing?
Speaking of New York, Park Avenue, not sure what they're doing in those NFL offices, but Roger Goodell said something today at the State of the League address that will be one of the top discussion points today when you watch later shows, PTI, Around the Horn, watch Sports Center, whatever. When you wake up tomorrow and you listen to First Take or Skip and Shannon, Greeny, whatever show you watch, Colin, you're going to hear him say this. We'll have it for you next. But first, the message from SMA.
Basically, that means we got it first. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse disorder. Their podcast, This is the S Word, and the S Word stands for stigma. We are trying to destigmatize mental health as well as substance abuse. So help us. Sean Jordan does an amazing job of providing content, information, and conversations. You got to go to thesportsma.com to view it.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Hi, Christina Gennari from Keller Williams Domain, your obvious choice in real estate. The Lions aren't headed to the Super Bowl, but you might be headed to your new home. Call or text me 248-550-4788 or come see me at soldchristina.com. I want to make sure you don't miss out on this hot spring market that's just getting warmed up. See you soon.
Hey, it's Tom Mazawey. For all your real estate needs, check out my gal, Christina Gennari. She's got you covered. Right, Lions?
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, it's time for Cousins Maine Lobster. I'm here for your reminder. Because if you want the best seafood in Detroit, you got to go to Cousins Maine Lobster. Go right now. Go up to that QR code next to my big head there. Click on it. It's going to take you to their webpage. And all of a sudden, you got their stuff. You can download their app and check the schedule out because you never know where they're going to be. Cousins Made Lobster got a couple of great food trucks driving around the Metro Detroit area. We tell you about us all the time. We're lucky enough to have a couple of times that they've come here. They came to Matrix Home Solutions last Friday. And you heard about Lindsey Hunter. He's had it 2 times in the last 5 days. All right? You got to find him. He found him in Northville. He drove to Northville and got his order. You guys can do the same thing.
So
check
good.
him out.
So
the
good.
menu is outstanding. CousinsMadeLobster.com. Make sure you tell them that you heard it right here on Woodward Sports.
And what's up, everybody?
Hey, hi, JB.
What's going on? I'm here to tell you
baby.
about the Monroe Street Midway. The holidays might be done, but the Midway is still going on strong. Get down there to enjoy that giant Arctic slide, the winter bumper cars, the indoor arcade putt-putt, and also food. You got to check out the food down there. They are serving up burgers, pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, mac and cheese bites, plus gluten-free and vegan options as well too. So you got to get down there. You got to check it out. But coming soon, we got the Woodward Sports Winter Olympics. You'll be able to compete with the likes of Darren McCarty, Braylon Edwards, Adam Baydoun, Ryan Ermanni. The heavyweights will be down there as well as the rest of the Woodward Sports family for the Monroe Street Midway Games. Check it out at deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. And of course, we will see you at the Midway.
Check it out. Hour number 2 of the Ermanni and Edwards program with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. We are proud of our new website as well. Check that out, woodwardsports.com. You can go there on your cell phone, on your laptop, computer, whatever you want to do, wherever you want to go. Shout us out. Absolutely, everybody in the woodwardsports.com chat. Thank you for being here as well.
I'm still laughing at last night. LeBron breaking that record. Go ahead.
We got one aspect I do want to talk about that in just a minute. But so Roger Goodell right now is going through his State of the League address at the Super Bowl. And this is really getting a lot of buzz online right now. Here it is. Here's the tweet from our friend Ari Meirov. Roger Goodell gets an officiating question. Quote, "For us, when you look at officiating, I don't think it's ever been better in the league." That's a quote from him. Then Meirov goes on to say, Goodell admits it'll never be perfect, but the league is proud of where the officiating is, and the refs are held to a high standard, and the NFL believes those standards have been met.
Are you out of your mind?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let me submit to you that this is a false statement. This is horrifically false. And until or unless, anybody that knows an addict in your life, until or unless you admit you have a problem, the problem will continue. And for Roger Goodell to not stand up there and say, we are working on every aspect in our power to make sure that our officials are the most prepared and most ready to officiate NFL games. How you can say this is the best it's ever been is a remarkable lie and deserves many clown emojis.
I would have brought up the the Washington and the Giants game on that Sunday night as my first.
What about the Seattle Seahawks game that cost the Lions a playoff?
Well, this was before that. I mean, I could have went, even just sitting there in the audience, I could have brought up 5 games to him, and I would love to have heard what he had to say back to that, because they are just garbage.
He's making $54 million. He's going to say whatever the hell those owners want him to say. I mean, that's always been the deal. He's gotten better. So this is what I would say. Roger Goodell, for a very long time in his tenure, was kind of just saying what the owners wanted him to say, or he was steering clear, or he was taking the bullets for everything that they didn't want to get put onto the owners or put into the GMs or the presidents or franchises. Now he says more. Like, I give him credit. He's been out open. He says a little bit more, has more conversation, and he's not just saying exactly what they want him to say. That's why something like this it takes you back a step. It takes me back a step because I was starting to say, you know what, Roger Goodell is starting to come into his they got to take a step back. Like, the NFL this year was atrocious, and it's been atrocious for the better part of 4 years now. I mean, you have people that show as far back as the last 6 or 7 years, it's been bad. But at the end of the day, when you're Roger Goodell in front of that microphone, and what am I going to do? Go up there and say, yo, like, we were horrible. Like, dude, I don't want to admit to the fans that already think it might be horrible, rigged, et cetera, or something else, that, oh, yeah, you're absolutely correct. Like, when you're dealing with fans who are buying into a product that is a $1 trillion business, like, on a year-end basis, and they think it's rigged, or it's this, or it's that, or this is horrible, and this is that, I can't give them the firepower they need to really start going after us more and more and more. So I got to go up there. I got to look you dead in your eye and say, I mean, it was a couple things last year, but for the most part, this is the best the officiating has ever been. That is called CEO 101 Vanilla Convo.
Dude, that's like Vince McMahon going up there and deliberately playing heel. I mean, the only thing that was missing was the crowd saying, you suck, you suck, you suck.
Only difference is Vince McMahon owns the WWE. Roger Goodell does not.
Well, it sounds like he owns some bad takes, you know, and I got to give Detroit Dabber credit in the WoodwardSports.com chat, because I think his statement was an appropriate one. If nothing else, this is just an absolutely tone-deaf response. The number one thing people are talking about in your league is the officiating and if games are rigged. I mean, now, you could tell me all you want that the games aren't rigged, and that's fine. I'm not going to fight that battle today. But you cannot deny that the poor officiating is the reason that people are saying these things about your league. So if you are not willing to go up there and say, look, I understand what the conversations are amongst many of you, but that's not something that we agree with. But one thing we can agree on is that we take this very seriously, and we are working to have the best officials we possibly can. That's all you got to say.
He's going to get ripped. Big time on national television. They're going to tear him apart. What are we talking about? Games are scripted. We're talking about games are scripted. And this guy is saying the game has never been in better hands with these referees?
But
he's out of his mind.
But are you surprised? Like you're talking,
I am a little bit.
You're talking about the same league that denied concussions or ignored concussions or ignored the questions in front of the media, in front of the microphones about the direct correlation to hits, to concussions, to CT, etc. It took a movie to come out and people to see, for people to be like, nah, he's lying. And then the NFL had to change. The medical side of things of protecting players, years they did not. It took the media. So what I'm thinking is, and even now you see with the Damar Hamlin situation, how they were talking about medical. You talk about they went from $5,400 a week and $5,400 a month in terms of 401k or senior dues to $3,000. How they've gone down. It takes people, it takes questions, it takes things like this to create the rise for them to then look at it, because they weren't doing anything until Will Smith came out with that terrible accident.
As sad as this is to say, though, Braylon,
I want the truth.
But
Tell me the truth.
Look, this is going to be horrible to say, and this is sad that it's coming out of my mouth. But a lot of NFL fans probably don't care about. I don't want to say don't care about CTE, but they don't care what happens to your body. They care about what happens to their team, whether they win or lose, and if they lost a little bit of jack on it.
Yeah, true.
If they put money on the Lions to get to the playoffs, and this bad call cost in the Seattle game cost the Lions a playoff berth, that's what these fans care about. So I don't mean to be insensitive about that, but calls from fans on paying players for CTE is not something that a wide swath of fans will do. But when hundreds of millions of fans around the country are watching how horrible these officials are, to come out and say, no, your eyes are lying to you, our officials are great, is terribly tone deaf.
What I'm saying is I agree. I'm basically agreeing with you. The only thing I'm saying is it took a while. It took for something to happen in multiple cases for them to finally admit, because they
100%.
So I think it's going to be the same thing now. Roger Goodell's going to come back, because this is, once the Super Bowl is over, they're going to be beating this until August of this year. I mean, they'll be all to August. Officiating. Is it rigged? Why are the calls so bad? To watch the Commanders, the Giants game, look at the Seahawks, look at the Rams. This is going to be an ongoing conversation. And I think through that process, eventually you'll start to see him change his tune. You'll see the NFL change their tune. I think you will see better officiating coming up, and that's all I'm saying. I agree with you.
I totally agree with you.
Wait till Carl Cheffers hacks up the Super Bowl.
I was going to say,
just wait.
I was going to say, this better be the cleanest Super Bowl that we have ever seen.
He throws the most flags.
All eyes are on Super Bowl 57 and the third team on the field, the officials. Guys, got to take a break. When we come back, want to go around the NFL. Want to talk about a situation that's happening with Taylor Lewan and the University of Michigan, and also Anthony Davis. We got a lot to get to today.
Michael Irvin, incredible. Michael
Irvin was sent home by the NFL Network. We'll get to that as well. But first, a message from the Folding Warehouse.
Yes, sir. The Folding Warehouse, located down in Hamtramck, Michigan. Couple of ways to play it. Really cheap. $12. That's all it's going to cost you. Unlimited open play. That means you can go there and play all day long for $12. Or if you're with a big group, get your own private lane reservation for 2 hours. Run you only $120. That's less than $10 per person, because you can put 10 or 12 people on a lane. Any drink you want, because they got multiple full bars, over 100 beers on the beer menu, and the $2 mystery beer machine. Get your fold on at foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron. Here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Find your big fitness energy today. Starting now through February 16th, you can join Planet Fitness for $1 down and $10 a month. But you
only
have to,
$10?
Yes, only $10. But you have to hurry up because this offer ends soon. Remember, February 16th. Planet Fitness has more than 50 convenient locations for you, so no matter where you are, there is a Planet Fitness nearby. Check them out online to join, or you can join in club. And remember, it's planetfitness.com.
Very good. Guys, lots to get to, lots going on, and we're going to continue on with that right now, Maz. I want to go around the NFL. There's so much happening. Super Bowl 57, just a couple of days away. Really excited for that. Where are you guys watching the Super Bowl? You're going to your dad's?
Big Stan.
You're going to be home on the couch?
I'll be home
on the couch.
Just me.
Good stuff. Yep.
Me, Maddie, and Mama.
Yep, very good.
Maybe
very
Grandma.
Good.
Come over, man.
That's it.
Thank you, buddy. Come over to Stan's house.
Thank you. Never leave.
No, I know.
Never
I know.
Never leave.
That's my game.
That's like a MasterCard commercial.
Very good. Let's go around, buddy.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, and it's being played at State Farm Field, which is in Arizona, Glendale, Arizona. It's the home of the Cardinals. You know, they have the natural grass, and they roll it outside, and they roll it inside. Look, this is how it moves.
I love that. I saw that yesterday. And that field, by the way, looks gorgeous.
Now, you like the field the way it looks?
I
do.
You
like the end zones?
I like the yellow.
You like?
I like the yellow.
Don't you? Isn't it missing something?
A logo in the middle?
I'm going to show you a couple of different items. That's this year's Super Bowl field. As beautiful it is.
The Super Bowl logo?
It's just missing something. I want to show you some of the older fields. To me,
Super Bowl logo.
To me,
the AFC and the NFC.
Yeah, you got the AFC logo and the NFL logo with the team logos, and that's the way. That's to me the Super Bowl. You don't even have. You just have the team's name in it. You know, call me old school or grouchy.
No, that's a much better field.
Isn't that a better field?
That's a much better field.
And it's got the old Super Bowl logos, which I'm going to show you now, because Braylon, we talked about.
Yeah,
this.
100%.
Now they have vanillaized the logos.
I hate it.
Look at the old logos, right?
I know. They're so beautiful.
Each city had their own look. And it stopped just after Super Bowl 40. Maybe a couple after Super Bowl 40 here
41,
in Detroit.
42, 43, 44. So beginning with Super Bowl 45.
There you go. And now it's just the regular Vince Lombardi trophy.
I'm glad you brought that up like that.
That's what?
What
Why
was
are you
Detroit,
doing
XL?
that?
Detroit was XL. I always hated that XL.
You didn't like the XL?
I didn't like the XL
I thought
either.
I was like,
I thought it looked goofy.
I did too. Like it looked like Russell.
Yeah.
It's like everybody, everywhere else was Nike, but we got Russell.
The extra large.
Yeah.
The extra
exactly.
Large. I didn't like the red and blue colors, to be honest with you.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think it's not so much the XL, it was the red and blue colors.
Very generic.
Should have been Honolulu
Looks
blue
like
and
insurance.
silver.
Yeah.
Honolulu blue and silver, right?
As close
anyway,
at that time, close
I just
to
wanted to give you a little bit of the old comparison. Now, here's something for you guys. You know, we're talking about scripted games. And, of course, Roger Goodell does what he does today and says the refs are great. Anyway, someone put out a faked script on the Super Bowl that had the Chiefs winning 37-34. The Eagles winning 37-34. Guess what? It's the fourth most prop bet on, what is it, MGM?
Yeah.
On MGM.
I saw that.
Yeah.
People are betting 37-34 Eagles.
Wow.
Because of a fake script that was released last week. What do you think of that? Are you on that, Ryan?
I think it's a great score,
I think it's a great score.
That's a great score. I think that's a great game. If we could only be so lucky to get a 37-34 game.
Yeah, 37-34. I mean, that'd be a great score, great number. It hasn't really happened like that over the last, 5 Super Bowls or so I don't think it's going to be that.
Hey, the last time the Eagles were in there against the Patriots,
yeah.
That was an amazing game.
41.
And the Philly special.
33?
Something like that.
41-33.
That might be one of the greatest mic'd up experiences of Super Bowl history when Nick Foles comes off to the sideline and he says, "You want Philly here?" And Doug Peterson's looking at his card and he says, "Yeah."
Wow.
It was go find that video. Nick Foles. It was Nick Foles that called the Philly special, and he said, "You want Philly here?" And Doug Peterson's like, "Yeah."
I love that.
It was also just very...
It's so good.
And perfectly done.
It was sequential. Like, it was very sequential. I mean, you look at Tom Brady, they do the fake. Tom Brady drops the pass. They come back. Nick Foles goes to the sideline. You want the Philly. They hit the pass. Like, it's just a lot of great sequential things, comments, and plays in that game. It was some of them low-key Super Bowls. I think.
Hell yeah.
You think it was further out of the way than it was. Don't forget, the Go had the ball down by 8 on the last drive. So
and the great Matt Patricia's defense gave up 500 yards that game.
Oh, the great Matt Patricia.
Do you think Tom Brady just absolutely hates the NFC East?
Yeah.
I mean,
Giants.
he's 7-3 in Super Bowls. All three losses came against the NFC East.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy.
2 to the Giants and 1 to the Eagles.
And who finally knocked him into retirement?
Dallas.
The NFC East.
Oh, and
the other, yeah.
The missing NFC East team.
Unbelievable.
Well, 2 Giants and Eagles, Dallas, Washington's missing.
It's still another great part of them. Which game was Malcolm Butler not playing? That was that game. And to this day, we don't know why it was that game. Because remember, going into it, Malcolm Butler was one of the top 5 corners in the league. He had just gotten
Super Bowl hero for a couple years early.
A couple years ago. And then something happened. And then all I know is Alshon Jeffrey had 120 at halftime. I was like, why do you not have Malcolm Butler on Alshon Jeffrey? To this day, I want to know. That's one of the secrets of the Patriots. I was like, that's the one I want to know. What happened?
Bill Belichick knows.
It'll go to the grave.
Probably.
And then once he goes to the grave, then they'll start telling what really happened.
Just a side note on Bill Belichick. And you know I'm not the Brady guy, right?
Yep.
But Brady had Bill Belichick on his podcast with Jim Gray. Did you guys hear that snippet? I heard it on Twitter. You guys could find it.
Yep.
Can't play it for you. But basically, it was Tom Brady coming off the field, and I forgot what game it was. And Bill's like, "Why'd you do what you just did?" And Brady looks at him and he's like, "Well, I threw it over to the left a little bit because this was happening. And then I didn't go here because that was happening. I saw this over here, and I saw this over here." So he tells that to Belichick. He said, "Okay, Belichick," this is Bill talking, by the way, Belichick talking. And he says, "After the game, I look at the film, and would you know it? Every single thing that Tom Brady saw in that play absolutely happened."
That's why that's why that Trent Dilfer thing really pissed me off.
He's
yesterday.
a robot. He was like a robot.
That's why he really pissed me off yesterday. Like, who are you, Trent Dilfer?
I was just
serious.
I was so taken aback by. I had to like respect him, like unbelievably respect Tom Brady's game after just hearing what Bill Belichick said.
Can we stop bringing up Trent Dilfer on this show?
I understand.
I can't stand Trent.
But like that.
No, not because of that. Because he was my rookie year quarterback. And the first thing he does when I come into the locker room, this is when I get there, after I get drafted, a week later I get there. First thing, there's all these clippings and articles of things that I've said in the media as I've gotten answering questions at the podium. They were good things, but they were like, "Hey, I just want to come there and be a great teammate. Hey, I don't want to come there and be this. Hey, I can't wait to do this." Hey, but it's all about the Browns and all about the team. I'm playing the game, as they say. I'm playing the game. He comes in there, all this stuff taped up in my locker. My locker is right next to his. I don't know why. And then he's like, "Hey, I'm going to hold you to that. You're going to have to be that guy." I'm like, "Man, who the F are you?" I'm thinking that in my head, but I'm like, all right, Trent, he was a piece of work.
That's crazy. I never heard that story.
He was a piece of work, man. Like he's
abrasive.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Like, and don't get me wrong. Like I saw when you make it to the NFL, especially you're a first-round pick, which Trent was, Fresno State, people got talent. People are good. And I saw talent. Like, there were times I was like, yeah, I can see why he is good, but at the same time, he was very abrasive, like you said.
Incredible
What a
stuff.
dick.
Sticking with bets for a second. Booner says hit the over, by the way. Our own Booner says play the over.
That's the easiest money in football.
But here's a guy that's not going to play the over. But here's a guy that's betting against Patrick Mahomes.
One bettor believes the Eagles defense is going to shut down Patrick Mahomes. They placed a $2,000 wager on Mahomes' exact pass completions at 12 or less. That bet would pay out $222,000. I think that is one of the worst bets I've ever seen in my life.
Remember that bet.
You could get a lot more odds on something crazier that happened. Just if you want plus 11,000, do like some anytime touchdown
I got one here for you.
or something like that.
If you
seriously, man, don't throw your money away.
Whoever came up with that bet, whoever placed that bet, they clearly have not watched the Kansas City Chiefs operate since Patrick Mahomes has been there. Like, they pass the ball fast. How many times have you seen McKinnon, Pacheco? How many times have you seen these guys after one quarter each have 6 catches?
Right.
A lot of little quick stuff, little swing passes.
Kelsey's going to have 12 on his own.
After the first quarter.
Yeah, right. Guys, I got to get a break in here. I want to touch on what's going on with Taylor Lewan in Michigan. I also want to get Michael Irvin's story in here. We got a lot to get to, plus more NFL. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. That's right. Les Stanford has expanded into Ferndale, a trusted name for over 50 years. With Les Stanford Buick GMC, same great service that customers have come to know. You can go check them out right now on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. And of course, looking for a Chevy or Cadillac, head to Les Stanford in Dearborn. You can find the brand you want under one umbrella. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say. Come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th, from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet, DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season. Enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
It's Alta time at Alta. Uptime matters. Alta Equipment's got everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, give Alta Rental a call today. They've got you covered. That's 1-844-GO-TO-ALTA. 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Look at that, WoodwardSports.com. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey, Fletch, and JB. We are going to talk a little. Maz, help me out here. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I wanted to give you another. We got a special guest coming up here.
Okay, coming up. Not from the Super Bowl. That's all I wanted to say if he was on
from the Super Bowl. We're going to have somebody.
We're going to do that. I can't get over this cannot get over this Roger Goodell officials thing. I heard listening to the audio during the break, and of course we cannot play that for you right now. But it is remarkable, and it seems completely tone deaf.
It is.
But guys, I want to go to the phone lines right now. A great friend of the show. You know him here in Detroit. You know him around the country. Fox Sports Radio, FS1. The great Rob Parker. Rob, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for the time.
Get robbed.
Yo, what's going on? How you guys doing?
Hey, Rob.
Doing great, Rob. Hey, I obviously thought of you. I wanted to talk to you today about LeBron, but before I get there, if I could ask you about this Roger Goodell State of the League address, in which he just said, I don't believe our officiating has ever been as good. What is your reaction to that?
Absolute baloney. It's been horrific. Are you kidding? I mean,
how do you make that statement, Rob? I mean, people are talking about if this league is rigged or not.
It's a joke.
It's a completely terrible response to that question, is it not?
Absolutely. I mean, there's issues, and that.
We lost.
Was going to
there
fix it. You got me?
Yep, I
got you now.
Okay, the instant replay was going to fix a lot of stuff. They even get instant replay wrong. You know, how many times have we watched and seen, look at stuff over and over, and then things don't even work out there? No, the officiating is bad. We've seen a lot of bad officiating in the NFL this past year, and that response was not the response most people wanted to hear.
Big bro, Rob Parker. What's going on, brother?
You got me?
Yeah, I got you. Rob,
okay.
Talking about the officiating, how much of that officiating has bad for a good amount of time, let's say 5 years, or how much of that has been recently after we've introduced sports betting?
Yeah, that's a good question because, you know, whenever sports betting is involved, you start to see stuff and you start to wonder. You even got some NFL players saying that the league is rigged. I mean, I think I'm shocked that guys would go on the record and say that, you know. And the other thing is, if you're going to say the league is rigged, you got to give me some examples.
Yeah.
You got to show me, you know what I mean? You just can't say the league is rigged. You played in the league. Did anybody tell you to drop balls or miss plays or tell your teammates? You know what I'm saying? Like to say it's rigged. Yeah, it's hard for me to buy into that.
Talking to Rob Parker, FS1, Fox Sports Radio. Rob, obviously I thought of you today when LeBron James broke the record because you've seen Michael Jordan play his entire career. You've seen LeBron James play his entire career. Just what do you make of how people should view this accomplishment by LeBron, and who is your GOAT?
Well, my GOAT is Michael Jordan, and nothing has changed. I mean, it's a great honor, of course, for LeBron from the standpoint of he came in with all of this about being a great player and followed through and became a great player and is going to lead the game as the all-time leading scorer. But for the people who think that this elevates him above Michael Jordan, which makes no sense to me, I don't remember people saying that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the GOAT or Wilt Chamberlain was the GOAT when they led the league, all-time leading scorer. Karl Malone was number 2 for a long time, right? And nobody thought he was the GOAT. I think this is a achievement when you have longevity and you can stay healthy. And there's no knock on him, but this doesn't elevate him to GOAT status just because you played. Michael Jordan played 13 years. He played 20. I mean, I don't even understand how you could take a look at that and think that's going to be the difference maker compiling stats. I don't want to poo-poo it. I don't want to sound like a hater, as the kids say, but he's not the GOAT today, and he wasn't the GOAT yesterday.
Let me ask you, Rob, what is there something you can give LeBron number 1 at? Because we're having this conversation. We're talking about 20-plus years of duration. We're talking about countless individual stats as well as team stats. Is there something you can say?
Category.
Thank you, Ryan. Is there a category that you can say he's number 1 at or he's the guy at?
That's a great question because I would have, other than being the all-time leading scorer, I would have a hard time putting that together because there's a lot of things that I think hurts LeBron when people look at it, and not just with reporters, but former players who look at it and say, hey, well, every team he goes to, he has to stack the deck in order to win. He was crying. Currently, he has AD, Westbrook, and he was crying that he couldn't get Kyrie. How many guys need that many guys to win? Last night was a perfect example of LeBron. Like, you have this big night, and your team still can't win. He doesn't impact winning like he used to. In the old days, if LeBron scored 36 or 40 points, his team was winning easily. They don't win. Even with AD healthy, they have a record under 500. So together when they play, that's LeBron doesn't play any defense. I get it. It's year 20. Whatever excuse you want to make, I just say, making it to the NBA Finals isn't the creme de la creme. It's about winning. Do you want to go to the Braylon, you want to stand outside the Playboy Mansion, or do you want to get in?
Hey, man, you want to be in the grotto, baby.
Hey,
you want to be in the grotto.
I'm sorry.
You got to ask me that too, Rob.
That's a great point.
You know it, Brian. I know you want to be.
You got to be in the grotto, baby. Be on the other side of the gate like, come on, man, let me in.
Rob, I got one for you. You can name it. He's the best player, coach, GM ever. How's that?
That's Bill Russell.
He's not, though. He's been a terrible GM, to be honest. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
That's Billy Russell.
You know where I stand. I'm with you. Come on. Big time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and he put together a team. Look at all the young talent they traded away from the Lakers to get AD, and everybody knows AD's been hurt his whole career except for that one bubble year when they won the championship. That was the only time he was healthy.
Yep. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about AD. We showed a video earlier of AD on the bench during that the basket that he was going to shoot for the record, and AD goes and sits his butt down and doesn't even watch it, doesn't clap, doesn't do anything. What's your take on him?
There had to be something going on prior to that, because did you guys see the video where LeBron is at the end of the bench saying, hey, bro, I love you, or whatever, you know what I mean? I want you to know that. Because there's obviously something there, or AD, to be in that moment, to be in that arena, you have to, and Ryan and Braylon, you know this, you have to go out of your way not to react. Am I right? Like, you have to purposely go like, I'm not clapping, I don't give a damn, I'm going to sit down. Everybody else in the entire building is standing, basically, and you go sit down when that moment happens. That's telling me you're acting out, you're not happy about or happy for LeBron. You got issues with LeBron, and that's why you did that.
Hey, Rob, last one for you. I'm curious to see your take. Matt Ishbia taking over the Phoenix Suns. Apparently, it's being reported that Isiah Thomas is going to have a prominent role in the front office. Just curious your take on that.
We lost you, Rob.
Hello?
Yep, there you go. There you go. Gotcha.
It's the Scottsdale service.
It's the Scottsdale, Arizona service. Oh, darn. I think I lost Rob. Hey, Rob, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for the time. Listen to Rob and Chris Broussard on Odd Couple Radio weeknights 7 to 10 locally here in Detroit on Fox Sports Radio. And we appreciate Rob for joining us. Of course, MLBBro.com. I got to get a break. When we come back, Braylon, I want you to weigh in on Anthony Davis. You got AD. You're all over AD.
I'm on it.
I want you to respond to what Rob had to say about that too. But first, a message from from Lady Jane's. Haircuts for men. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. It is the best haircut you could possibly get. It's an experience, an award-winning experience. You can register You can register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment on your dream home. Sorry, Chad, Tim, and Jesse. For your dream home, up to $200,000. Lady Jane's, 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area. Many more nationwide. It's open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit customhealthcenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Downtown Detroit is all decked out this season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and the Monroe Street Midway. The Midway's got the giant slide, the winter bumper cars, and of course that indoor arcade. But you can always grab a drink at the Lodge before or after any Wings or Pistons game. Shop, eat, and play downtown anytime with Decked Out Detroit, and of course check them out at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Guys, we'll play this video for you real quick again. AD sitting on the end of the bench. We showed it at the top of the show, but this is getting a lot of play now today too. LeBron James, one of the biggest moments of his career, and you can just see AD not wanting any part of it. Sits down, doesn't stand up. The only person at Staples Center or Crypto.com Arena, but it'll always be Staples Center to me. Only person on his seat right now, on his keister, Braylon.
This is easy to figure out. AD is gone. Like, AD is absolutely gone. When you look at the LA Lakers, you look at how they're constructed, they can't get anything for Russell Westbrook. Nobody's picking up Russell Westbrook's contract, $47 million playing, which he's actually having a much better year off the bench than he did last year. You got to give him some credit, although he did turn the ball over a lot. But other than that, there's only one person on that team that the Los Angeles Lakers, because they're not moving LeBron, they can't move Russell Westbrook. The only person they can move is AD. AD still garners a lot of attention. AD still garners a lot of intrigue by team. I would still consider building a franchise around AD, especially if I already had a star and I want to partner up. Like, AD still can play. We've seen him when he's been at his best. He was averaging 40 points a game first 10 games of the season. He came back 45, 42. And he's been LeBron's boy since he's been there. He's been at LeBron's house, Taco Tuesdays. He was in Space Jam Part 2. You don't see AD without seeing LeBron courtside. For him to sit down during LeBron's shot, that means they told him before this game that they're trading him or they're moving him or there's a deal on the table. Something's on the table. There's no reason for AD, who's LeBron's boy. They were boys before AD got there. There's no reason for him to noticeably sit down, chill, not even clap after the shot went in. Even if you're mad about something, once the shot goes in, all right, big bro, stand up, you did that. He didn't stand up. LeBron and Jeannie Buss or Pelinka or all three, they came to him before the game or yesterday, or Monday and say, hey, look, we got to move you. It's the only way that we'll be able to move this team in the right direction is to move you. That's what you saw out of AD. That's the only thing it could be. He wasn't in the game plan, had no emotion. The only other thing it could have been is if somebody in his family, like he had a family emergency. Even in a family emergency, he's going to get off his ass and cheer after LeBron makes the shot. So he won't be there, guarantee you, after the trade deadline tomorrow.
Thursday, yeah.
Tomorrow at 4.
Yeah. And he knows LeBron's going to see that video and has already seen it. But you heard Rob.
It's just flashed on ESPN right now.
He's still not clapping.
Yeah.
You heard Rob. Rob said, did you see him earlier in the night when LeBron looked at him and said, hey, man, I love you. I love you. I didn't see that, but Rob obviously did. But so LeBron reaching out to him, and, well, it don't look like he give a damn what LeBron said.
And then Russell Westbrook, too. I mean, this team is just completely dysfunctional. Completely dysfunctional.
Yeah, you know, Russell Westbrook and Darvin Ham got into a heated exchange at halftime in the locker room. A lot of people said they heard the exchange between the two. It's just a lot going on. Russell Westbrook is still mad he's coming off the bench probably, but he's played well. Like, he's clapped for his teammates, he supports his teammates. Sometimes they make a lot about nothing. You look at who Darvin Ham is. Darvin Ham is a local kid from Michigan. I think he's from Saginaw or Flint. He's from here. He grew up in the old era where you could yell at players yell at coaches, or not yell, but go back and forth. Sometimes it's a lot of nothing. But that AD deal, AD won't be there tomorrow after 4 o'clock, and that's exactly what you saw.
Jalen Rose said on Get Up this morning, yes, Greeny, this is a big deal, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It's one thing they lost the game. Anthony Davis, it was a really big stage game. He didn't play well. He's a professional. Of course, he wanted to win. They ended up losing. He thinks there's no way on God's green earth you can be sitting down when the greatest record in the history of basketball is being broken, just as a fan of the game. Now take it a step further as a player in the game on both teams, and to drill down even more, one of your teammates, who's LeBron James, who you won a championship with, is in the same uniform. It comes off as petty. It comes off as you're hating. It comes off that you're being jealous of the moment. And when things like this happen, overarching, you feel like you can continue to play together. That's exactly what you're saying. This is a really big deal. Jalen Rose scorched Anthony Davis today. The other team was up, standing up, cheering and clapping.
Even if LeBron tells me before the game, even if it's before the game, LeBron tells me, hey, look, AD, long talks with Rob, long talks with Jeannie, they've come to the decision, we've come to the decision, he probably said that the only thing they can move forward and we maybe get to the playoffs or maybe kind of, make up some ground next year is if we move you. Even if I may tell him F him to his face. I may say that's some BS. But once again, when you know he's about to break that record, like all that kind of gets forgotten. Like that record is way more important. Who you are as a person is way more important.
Where's he going to go?
Sitting down and stand. There's a lot of places though.
But again, are there? Because if I'm somebody on the other side ready to trade my entire franchise for you, if you're treating LeBron James like that, you treating Killian Hayes like that. I mean,
but at the same time, LeBron's LGM. He's late GM. Nowhere else in the NBA are you going to go where the main player is late GM or their name and GM behind it. So you're not going to get mad at Chris Paul if you're in Phoenix because Chris ain't doing it. You're not going to get mad at Ja Morant in Memphis because Ja's not the one doing it. LeBron is definitely the one dangling the strings like a marionette puppet. Like that's what he does. Keep in mind, remember, Maz, my bad, he let D-Wade go, and D-Wade, he didn't tell D-Wade. D-Wade found out on ESPN almost. And D-Wade got asked about it. He said, I didn't see it coming. I didn't know about it. That's his best friend.
Yeah.
If you can let your best friend go like that, nobody's off limits.
That's why I can never root for this guy. I'm sorry.
We just gave you
You don't have to apologize.
I just don't like him. He's, to me, unlikable. I don't care if he makes a school. I don't care if he's walking kids across the street.
He's a good guy.
I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah.
I hate his athletic being. I just hate him.
It's a great part about sports, man.
And I'll tell you this. Is there an opportunity that the Nets are in this deal? Because the Nets, KD and Ben Simmons, get the hell out of here. You want us to take Westbrook and him? Well, you take these two.
Oh my God!
Yeah, they
definitely.
He ain't going in the West.
No, not at all.
He's going to the East. And who's up in north? It's the Nets.
You add KD to that Lakers team right now, just because it's KD, they're automatically that much better. They're automatically that much better.
Yeah, I don't know if they're favored against Denver because they got no point guard.
They'll blow Denver the hell out. They'll blow Denver the hell. Denver's
so much
nothing.
conviction.
I love
Denver's nothing.
Nothing. If
Denver's nothing.
You said nothing. That Denver will never make it through the West. Never.
Are you serious?
Hey, I'm
positive.
I gotta get a break. Michael Irvin,
the Denver,
sent home by the NFL Network. We'll get to it next. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
Join the Pepper Club right now, folks, because they're going to save you $5 against anybody, against unlimited tanning. They're going to beat all competitors, and they're going to get you the cleanest salons in the D. They are your vitamin D headquarters. They have the hottest deals, the darkest tans, and, of course, the best deals. Your vitamin D headquarters is ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Let's talk about Centron.
Okay.
Tasting energy drinks. Try our best-selling cranberry flavor today. That is the best flavor they make. Centron, they join with the Red Wings as well as LCA and the Detroit Pistons and WoodwardSports.com to re-energize the community. So let them drink it, live it. Centron.
One of the most bizarre stories you will hear today is involving Michael Irvin.
Oh, Lord.
He was sent home by the NFL Network from the Super Bowl after a woman's complaint. Here's the story. Michael Irvin, this is what he told Sean and RJ on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas this morning. Sunday night when I came into the hotel, they asked me what I did, and I said, I just went straight to my room. But I guess I had met somebody in the lobby, talked to somebody in the lobby for about a minute, and then went to my room. And then, after I got up there, they said that I had to move... They had to move me in the hotel. I said, move me in the hotel? For what? So they moved my hotel, and I said, what's going on, guys? What's happening? Why are you moving hotels? They said, well, last night you walked in, you talked to somebody. I said, I didn't talk to anybody. I went straight to the room. And then they showed it on camera that I did talk to somebody. I talked to this girl for about a minute. I don't know what. They didn't show it to me. They told it to me. I didn't see it. But that's when they moved me. Because I guess the girl said I said something to her within that minute that we talked. And they moved me. That's why I'm kind of hiding to wait and see how everything comes down. It was a minute meeting somewhere in the lobby. I don't even remember it really because I had a few drinks, to tell you the truth. So, as the story goes, he said something deemed inappropriate to this woman. Now, Braylon Edwards, I will let you have the floor.
Breaking news, but I'll answer this question first. Listen, it's NFL Network. NFL Network's trying to protect their bottom dollar, trying to protect themselves. You remember what happened to NFL Network in the Super Bowl in 2000 and whenever it was, when it was in
Warren Sapp
at Levi Stadium. Exactly. Warren Sapp, a couple other guys got caught up into some stuff they were fired for, and then something else transpired. So they're trying to stay ahead of it. Listening to that, I'm thinking of Michael Irvin. Like, I watch him on Mondays when he's talking about his Cowboys. Like, I'm talking about the Lord. You watch about his path that he's come back from and been amazing for the past 20 years. You talk about that. So I'm listening to this and I'm like, people just make up stuff nowadays, like, so, or they misinterpret stuff, or, as you're telling me, as I'm reading, this is what I'm thinking. And then at the end, it says drinks at the end. So I'm like, he said drinks at the end. He says he doesn't remember. So I don't know what to make of it, but at the same time, I know who Michael Irvin has been the last 20 years, and it has been an individual that I would say that this is a miscommunication, this is a misinterpretation on her part, or this is just some BS on her part. That's the guy he's been. But I won't discredit her fully because, like I said, I was not there, and then he did throw in there that he had drinks.
For what it's worth, I think this is a really important part of the story to add. Local law enforcement agencies have no knowledge of this incident.
Yeah.
So whatever it was not anything that escalated to the point of bringing local law authorities in here. Michael Irvin, just a couple of more quotes from him. What law did I break? There was definitely nothing physical. That's honestly all that happened. Nobody was in my room. It was a 45-second conversation in the lobby, a handshake, and we left. I don't know what this is. It's running me crazy. I will say this. Something that is deemed inappropriate, I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Because if it's, I'm not going to say, but if it's, hey, you need to come back to my room and do X, Y, and Z to me, I can understand why the NFL Network is doing that. If it's, hey, that's a really nice short skirt you have on you, is that worthy of being canned or sent home? Because Is it, hey, nice haircut, you're a very pretty girl?
Hey,
I mean,
nice something else.
I'm just saying, are all these instances, because nowadays, and I hate to play this nowadays card,
but it is nowadays.
You can say, "Oh wow, you are so beautiful. You look so pretty."
Why are you objectifying me?
And that can be deemed offensive to somebody. So I kind of would like to know what was said or what the complaint was, because if the NFL Network is sending him home because of that, I don't know what is deemed offensive.
Yeah.
What is offensive to me is not offensive to somebody else.
And he could have been having a conversation that had nothing to do with this person, and they overheard it, and then they tried to check him on it, and he was like, man, I wasn't talking to you. Shut the F up.
Right.
It's he said, she said too.
And but what did he say? Again, I think that is important. Like, you can't just walk around being like, hey, you want to come up? You know, like, you can't do that. If you're on a work trip representing a work...
unless it was offered.
Well, I don't know about any of this.
I'm saying unless it was.
I'm just saying that nowadays something you could say you look beautiful, and that can be deemed
red flagged,
inappropriate.
All I know is I wish they
offensive.
Sent Roger Goodell home instead of Michael Irvin.
Well, before I forget, breaking news: we were just talking about Anthony Davis, talking about potential places for him to go. Mm-hmm. Well, according to Sham Shariana on Twitter.
He knows his stuff.
He does. This is from Easy, by the way. Shout out to the heavyweights. This came from Easy. The Lakers, Jazz, Timberwolves are in discussion of a 3-team deal that would send D'Angelo Russell back to the Lakers, Russell Westbrook, and draft compensation such as first-round pick to Utah, and Mike Conley Jr. and to Minnesota. Sources tell me, and TJ.
But no AD?
Wow. No AD in that one. That was, D'Angelo, that was the Westbrook.
He can't move
the Westbrook move.
They can't move.
Who's taking Westbrook? The Jazz?
Looks like it. Yeah.
Why the hell would they want to ruin what they got going?
What do they got? They got nothing going on without Donovan Mitchell. Without Donovan Mitchell, they ain't got nothing going on.
They got a lot of picks. They got a lot from Minnesota. Like, they got a lot for them, so they're maybe looking at the future.
Speaking of Donovan Mitchell, Pistons play at Cleveland tonight. They play the Cavaliers tonight, so you get to see Donovan Mitchell tonight.
Donovan
Mitchell. What could have been.
Those are like the fun things of being from Detroit and playing. This is like the only fun thing about Cleveland. Like, being from Detroit, being so close to home. I used to go to all the Pistons games.
Yeah.
Pistons down the street when they would come in town, sit courtside, talk to Sheed, talk to Antonio, talk to Chauncey. Ball don't lie, man.
Dice.
Guaranteed.
Where's Antonio McDice been, man?
Probably in the mountains somewhere.
He was a real great Piston. He was a really good guy. I wanted him to win a championship so bad.
Wanted him to win a championship, and I wish, see, I don't know if you guys remember the Antonio McDice from when he first got drafted. His athletic ability was through the roof. He's like Sean Kemp, Denver
Nuggets, Dice.
The Denver Nuggets when he first got drafted. He was on team with Jalen.
Ooh,
Jalen was out there, man.
Rose.
Yeah, he was. So.
All right, Bray, get us out of here.
Black History Month, we haven't talked about it, but guess what? It is Black History Month. Tonight, we talked about going back, looking at players from the past. Well, Maz, Netflix has opened or launched today, premiered, there you go, I was looking for it. Premiered Bill Russell, story of number 6 for the Celtics, all that he endured, all that he was, and all that he won. I advise you to check it out. Bill Russell is one of the best athletes of all freaking time. Like, he's literally three dribbles. He's all the way court to court. Go check that out. Other than that, great stuff, man. More Super Bowl stuff tomorrow, man. We're getting closer and closer and closer. So we'll talk about the Chiefs as well as the Eagles.
And a Top 10 Thursday.
It is.
Hey, I'm going to be on the heavyweights tonight.
You are.
I'm subbing
on the heavyweights.
Me and Spence tonight. I'm subbing in for Easy. He's got something going on.
What are you talking about?
We're going to talk about the same thing we just talked about. Plus, we're going to do it the heavyweight style.
Yeah.
That's what
is there a weight limit on that show?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Anyone's invited. Rod Beard will be with us, too.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Good stuff.
I give you guys in the chat a preview so you can get your list ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow, best players to never win a Super Bowl. Top 10 best players.
Oh, I got them right now.
To never win a Super Bowl. Get your list ready so you can compare it to
Tom
mine.
Mazawey.
I got them right now.
We'll have some fun. For my man JB, Maz on the couch, Fletch over there. Great job by you, Fletch. Brother from another mother, Ryan Ermanni. I am Braylon, and we are Ermanni and Edwards.
You know what time it is.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone. or mobile device.